Alrighty, next is the overalls. I have the wrap, I fold it in half. This helps me find where the center of my wrap is. So I find the center loop, and that is going to go over where my spine is, above my bum. I put the string through the center loop and I pull the strings out and make sure that they're even. It's easiest to get them even from the get-go if you want your strings to evenly lie when you're finished with this and everything to go a little smoother. Alright, so from here I'm going to loop away. So I'm basically taking the string and twisting it and looping it through the loops that are sewn into my wrap. Now what this does is it allows the string to pass through the loops. If you bunch it up and don't knot it, this is what happens. This is the look. And if you want it to stay more flat and not bunchy, what you're going to do is tie a single knot. Keep in mind, the more knots you do, the more challenging it may be to undo the knot, but a single knot should do. The braided part is going to stay centered in your back, so feel where it is back there. Where the strings come out, you could cross it over your back. You don't have to cross it, but I like that classic crossed in the back overall look. Take your wrap, put one end down in the place that you would like it to fit. So if you want it super loose, this is where you're going to make your width decision, and where the loops line up is how it's going to stay at its width. I like to choose right above the hip bones. It's a good kind of centering mark, and also you could count how many loops away so that your wrap is even. So loop number 1 on the outside and inside of the wrap, right where you want them to line up. Loop 1 on the inside layer and 1 on the outside layer. And from here, you can knot that off. I like to do these like knots where I don't pull it all the way through. They're kind of fun for me. Now here I go with the other side. I find my other hip bone and where I want the wrap to line up. This is my overall wrap. Here's a variation. Instead of looping them together on both of the strings in front, I instead am going to just loop the one string to the inner layer and outer layer. The other hip is going to only have the inner layer. So you can play with your variations. This one's a super fun one to do. It takes a little time, but once you get used to it, oh, I love the overall wraps, and I hope you do too.